everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be watching, reviewing, and reacting to Season 1, Episode 6 of The Boys. Alright, so if you hear craziness going on in the background, there are some kittens running around like hyper lunatics in here, so I apologize for that right off the bat. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this in videos before, but I have a lot of kittens that I take care of, and they become very hyper at night often when I'm filming. And especially so when I'm in my kind of alternate location here on the bed when I'm not feeling super great. So, apologies if you hear insane noises, that's what's going on. But alright, so it's been a little while, I'm a little behind on things, so I'm gonna just kind of jump right into the episode as soon as possible. So yeah, episode 6. We've only got, I think it's 3 episodes left now, right? I believe there's 8 episodes. I'll have to double check on that, but yeah, episode 6. Here we go.
My grandfather built this place with his bare hands. He was an amazing man. Oh, the old piano. Every night Mom would sit here and she'd play some songs. And I gotta be honest, most of the time me and my dad would be making model plans. I could almost smell the silver paint. I really wish he'd lived long enough to see me fly with the Blue Angels. That would have blown his mind. That's me in the middle. Love you, Mom, Dad. Welcome to my bedroom. The Baseball Hall of Fame, you might call it. Hasn't changed a bit. Oh, there they are, the Tigers. It's my little team. I played shortstop. Of course, I couldn't show everything I had, but let's just say we did a lot of winning. This is just...
This is weird.
Really, it's so special to come back. I'm sorry. Why is that there?
Sorry?
Who put the fucking blanket on the bed?
Randy Zetek.
Who's Randy Zetek?
He's over there.
Randy, why? You fucking asshole. Amateur fuck.
What just happened?
What?
Samaritan's Embrace. Led by Ezekiel, but bankrolled by
That was
Vaughn,
interesting.
has been shipping Compound V to 53 hospitals across the country since 1971 and gift wrapping it. Gift wrapping it as polio vaccine.
Are you telling me that God's not reaching up the twats of American girls and blessing babies?
What you got out of this?
Hold on. So no hero was born? None of them? They're all just kids dosed with the blue shit. I mean,
Even fucking Starlight.
Even Homelander.
Do you think they know what really happened to him?
That's a good question.
What about Homelander?
Homelander's a black hole. Never had any public records and never will. However,
Huh.
every single other suit, juiced up like
So maybe he is really?
I'm trying to give a tremendous
Maybe
fucking
they
TED
made
talk
that
here,
out of him or
and this-
something.
Frenchie, can you control her, please?
I do not control her.
Do you see what I'm dealing with?
Oh, spot on, MM. We got vault for child endangerment, drug trafficking, and possibly the largest fraud in American fucking history.
The talking stick and tell us your story.
Nah, I'm good.
You know, I've seen guys like you before.
Oh, seriously, don't I?
The smirk, the jokes. It's all a defense mechanism. But you don't have to do that here. This
Yeah, I
is
mean,
a
yeah, that
safe
makes sense.
space.
I said I'm good. Time to move on.
Go ahead, Seth. Give me the stick.
I wouldn't.
You back off, or I'll show the stick where your dick used to be.
Jeez. Okay, man. That was not
You're
necessary.
a bunch of pathetic soup-worshipping cunts. I bet you'd thank a soup if they shat on your mum's best china. Did it ever occur to you that they split your spine or broke your dick just for a laugh? Where's your fucking
I
rage?
mean, no, man. I don't think
Your
that.
self-respect! Sitting here in your little share circle, having a little whinge and a moan. Fuck letting go. You should be out there with a fucking chainsaw going after him.
Huey's not appreciating this.
A bunch of scared fucking rabbits. Central
make a public apology.
Hmm?
And you're going to be taking a sabbatical from the Seven.
What?
We are going to be stationing you in Sandusky, Ohio for a while.
Okay, look, I know my brain wasn't in the right place, but my heart was.
What?
And it's just that damn ocean, man. It wouldn't let me...
This is not about the dead dolphin. It's about Starlight.
Starlight? What are you... What about
Oh
Starlight?
yeah, what about I didn't do
Seems
anything?
to wanna
Oh,
know
dear.
who she was referencing in that speech, and it is not going away. It's only a matter of time before she, or let's be honest, some of the other women speak up. So we need to get ahead of it.
Get you away.
There may have been a misunderstanding, I know that. Can't you just, handle it like you do?
This is the way we are handling things now.
Look at Haley Joel Osment. Oh my god. Random Billy Zane? What? Billy Zane cameo.
Homelander Red.
Oof. Well, I mean,
Jesus.
makes a lot of things clear.
I'm sorry.
Not long after that, she came set right here. I know this because she got tagged in that security camera right there. She sat here for 3 hours. Didn't move a muscle. And she just got up and walked away. That was 8 years ago. Nobody's seen her since. Either Homelander killed her, or she killed herself. Same difference. You see, I know what it's like to lose someone.
That's why you picked you.
You and me. We're in this together. We're Robin. And Becca. That is why you can't allow yourself to be distracted by another bird.
Toys you never played with. Hardy Boy books that you never read. And then I asked you how much all that fake fucking bullshit meant to you. How would that make you feel?
I wouldn't like that. I'm really sorry about the blanket. It never should have been there, and Randy's set deck has already been terminated. Right now, we need to finish that tour. To show how down to earth and ready to serve you are. And I need you to tell the mother story. Please. Please do it for me.
So it upsets him because it makes him think about what actually happened when he was a kid, huh?
Huey.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I thought that was you. I apologize. I didn't mean
It's like,
to
oh
interrupt.
shit.
No. Hi, I'm Annie.
Billy, old mate of Huey's.
Oh, boy, you have a lot of friends showing up here.
Yeah. Seems like it. Looks like you got your tongue halfway down the opposition's throat.
She's not the opposition.
That's not how he sees it.
She's a good person. Okay? I mean, she can help us.
Help us. And what do you think she's gonna do when she finds out you murdered Translucent?
When she finds out.
Give him a best.
So you're threatening him? Alright, well, that was episode 6. Butcher. Not really maybe the best way to go at the end there with Huey and seemingly threatening him, letting Annie know about what happened to Translucent, but I don't know. This whole episode, it was interesting in that we got a lot more insight, kind of filling in the missing pieces about Butcher and Butcher's backstory with his wife and his very specific reason for viewing Homelander as the #1 enemy, and then his kind of overall inability to move past things, you know, relating back to scenes with his sister-in-law about, you know, not believing his wife to be dead, not wanting the tombstone, and, you know, his various scenes dealing with his sexual encounters, entanglements, that he never really allowed himself to get emotionally involved in things and kind of was treating people not super great. And so yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of that makes sense. It you know, really plays into what I was talking about previously about showing Huey in the comparison to Butcher and like the path that he could go down of, you know, negativity if he was going to hold on to these grudges and make this all about his life, versus him being torn towards Annie and a possible positive future that he could see when he looks at her. We see that very much more developing here, and even Butcher kind of flat out sort of saying it, but of course him pushing Huey in the direction of sticking to the path of revenge. Yeah, so I do think it was interesting that, you know, Butcher is clearly one of the main characters in this series, along with, I would say, Huey and Annie and Homelander, but, you know, despite that, and despite him being very significant so far, I feel like this was the episode that really kind of gave us more of a focus on him and his perspective of things, and what it has driven him to do and be like overall. So it was interesting seeing that, and then at the same time we get more insight into the backstory of Homelander also, and his kind of development into whatever he is today. And all of that in conjunction with more information about Compound V, and the idea being that Homelander is the only one who they can't find, you know, records on, information on. Going back, they said he was like a black hole, and we see scenes of him, you know, pretending to have had this childhood home and telling stories about it, but it all being clearly fake. And the only thing that really seems to be true is how upset he gets when he's around this blanket that he did actually have as a child, and we see him basically being a child being observed in a laboratory. I mean, you could imagine that if you were brought up in that sort of sterile environment where you were just being kind of studied all the time and then pushed into this specific role, that could lead to having some serious attachment issues, personality disorder issues, inability to empathize with others, becoming the kind of person that he is today, the person that could do all these horrific things that we've seen him do throughout the course of the show, and would really also make his relationship with Madeline make a lot more sense, the weird kind of mother issues that he has with her. So I mean, I'm curious to find out more about what actually happened during his upbringing, but already I feel like we've got a lot of insight into him just from what we've seen throughout the course of this episode. So that was fascinating and disturbing to see, but I'm still curious. So basically it seems like all of the superheroes and maybe Homelander or maybe not Homelander. I'm not really clear on that, but because we don't have information about him for certain, it seems like maybe. But all of the rest of them are completely manufactured. They were not born with powers. It wasn't some sort of mutation or anything along those lines. They've been made by this corporation all along. So that is a really interesting turn, and definitely so our little gang has information that could certainly bring down the corporation behind the superheroes. But so very curious to see how that continues to develop going forward as well. It was also nice to see some kind of comeuppance for the Deep there, even though they're trying to show him in a more sympathetic light, as they also were with Maeve throughout the course of this episode. And that brings me back to what I was saying before also about how it seems that they have been warped and twisted quite a bit by this whole corporate experience and living under kind of the abuse of Homelander as their leader for a while too. And Annie is really the only one that has really tried to push back against that, it seems. So yeah, be very interested to see, you know, how Huey's gonna deal with this. Is he gonna just try to back away from Annie to avoid Butcher saying this stuff to her, or is he gonna double down on that relationship? And how is Butcher gonna handle that? Curious to see, as I said, more about Homelander's past and what sort of conflict the two of them are going to come into when they finally, you know, come head to head beyond that one little stare down that we saw. So, yeah, very interested to see what happens over the next couple of episodes. But, alright, I think I'm going to wrap this up here, so if you have questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll just say thank you very much for joining me this evening. Hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!